Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Hello, everyone from around the world. We are back with Nagaya team to learn more on the development that has been going on with Nagaya since our last session. We had a chat with Danny, who is with Nagaya Technologies. He is the CDM there, and we had a great session last time, and it was great talking to you. So we're back, and we want to know more and more deep. We are going to dig deep this time into the Nagaya Technologies, and what are their more recent achievements, milestones, and everything. So, Danny, first of all, how are you?
Very good, man. Are you okay?
I'm good. I'm
Something
good.
like your nose, it
Yeah.
seems.
So, going direct to the
Yeah,
points, let's start with the session. And Danny, my first question would be, can you share some recent achievements or milestones that Nagaya has reached recently in its journey to the global audience?
sure, Rohan. Thank you for the question. So basically, just a little background, right, before we get there. Most crypto assets out there, as we noticed in the market, are either really volatile, they do not really perform well, or they just go disappear, right? They go missing. Suddenly the website cannot be opened and everything like that. And if we notice out there in the market, people either go fully utility, like utility asset, or they go stable, right? Now, Nagaya tries to create a new concept here in which we are trying to create an asset in which it is going to be relatively more stable. Yeah, relatively more stable. But at the same time, we still have an opportunity for growth. Because if we create a full stable coin, that means the value is pegged 100% to the value of the asset that backs it. But we don't want that. We want it to be relatively more stable, but with a tendency to increase in the future. So
Mhm.
that means it's half utility, it's half stable coin. This concept has not been there in the world, right? This is a relatively new concept.
Mhm.
And because it is a relatively new concept that we promote, underlying asset, which is gold, and combine it with real projects and utilities. So basically, we have been our concept has actually been awarded, and we've captured a lot of attention worldwide, Rohan. So in April 2022, we were awarded the grand prize at the 25th Jang Yung Sil International Science and Culture Awards for the
Mhm.
groundbreaking work in the nickel industry, because our project is in nickel mining, right?
Correct.
Specifically for our IT asset innovation. So that means in this Jang Yung Sil International Science and Culture Award, which was actually held in South Korea.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Nagaya was awarded this award because we are able to combine our groundbreaking work in nickel mining, real projects, and
Mhm.
digital assets. So we combine both of these into one beautiful concept. And we are really proud and honored. Of course, thank you to all our holders for supporting us in this journey, right? We are the first ever digital asset to accept this award. That's the first one. And then the
Awesome.
second one is in June 2022, we were awarded the grand prize in the category of Global Resource Industrial Development at the seventh Korean Social Development Award ceremony, again in South Korea, right? And we were awarded this because, as it's written in the award, right, a testament to the commitment to sustainable progress. This
Mhm.
means, again, combining sustainable development, sustainable energy, right? Because nickel is the one of the main constituents of the battery of electric vehicles. We are going towards sustainable energy, right, in the future. So they awarded this award for Nagaya because we are able to combine this sustainable development progress with digital assets. So
Mhm.
that's number
Mhm.
two. And another one is October 2022. We were honored, right, with the Korean Small and Medium Enterprises Innovation Award. in IT innovation at the 14th award ceremony because we showcase our leadership in advancing technology. So basically, most of these awards, Rohan, is
Mhm.
given to us because of our intention, our goal to combine digital assets, which is the future,
Mhm.
with real projects, which specifically is in sustainable development. That's just a little updates from Nagaya.
Awesome, awesome. We did not discuss so many awards for Nagaya last time.
Yeah,
Awesome.
more,
So,
more's coming up quickly. So yeah,
yes, more and more, many more to come. Let's move to the roadmap. With that, there are any developments and progress on the Nagaya roadmap? Would you like to share the community, which community can look forward to?
sure, Rohan. So as per this day, right, we are on track to following our roadmap, which is available in our official website, www.nagaya.co. As you can see, as per official information, we are well on our way to hitting our soft cap, which is the sales of 10 million Nagaya, or by 30th November 2023, we will be the last day of our initial exchange offer, and we will be officially listed in exchange and of course in La Token, right? So
Yes.
after 30th November,
Mhm.
not exactly on the 1st December, just to clarify, right? There will be a period of preparation, and then in the month of December, we will be
Mhm.
officially listed in exchanges. And of course, that will happen in La Token. So be prepared for that. This is your chance to still get Nagaya at the IEO stage. Few days
Mhm.
left, yeah, and
Mhm.
then after that we will be available in exchange. So that we're on track, Rohan. That's the first one. And second, there's a good news for all our holders and future holders,
Mhm.
right? We are soon going to start our second project.
Awesome, awesome. That's great news.
Yeah, so I still cannot really give you a lot of information on the location and what in what field that project will be, but as per official information in our telegram,
Mhm.
we are going to start this really soon. And that means our Nagaya holders will be able to receive benefits from project number one and project number
Mhm.
two once the project starts. And of course, there will still be period of waiting period after the project starts to it distributing benefits, but that's an exciting time for all of us. So that's just a little roadmap that we are
Super.
going to.
That's a really exciting news, and that you've given us this time.
Yeah,
So this is for everyone. You have to stay tuned to stay connected over the Telegram and the website. All the news is updated there.
yeah.
So let's move on. Are there any notable partnerships or collaborations that Nagaya has formed recently, and how do these contribute to Nagaya's goal?
Sure. Rohan, actually, in start since the year 2018,
Hmm.
Nagaya has been really focused. In fact, the whole concept of Nagaya is
Hmm.
created so that it can be a globally accepted payment method,
Hmm.
right? That is acceptable. That is preferable for people, because let's look at it this way, right?
Hmm.
Cryptocurrency was created not just as an asset, but actually as peer-to-peer transaction method
Right.
without the need of an intermediary. Satoshi Nakamoto created Bitcoin as peer-to-peer electronic cash system,
Right.
not not exactly an electronic asset, right?
Hmm.
But here's the thing. Why isn't cryptocurrencies accepted worldwide yet as a payment method? We believe, based on our own research and experience, is because people still do not trust it yet
Hmm.
because of its volatility. I mean, think about it, right, Rohan? If you are to accept Bitcoin or other digital assets as a payment method, you accept it in the morning, the price was this much, and then at, like, for example, at night when you're about to cash it out to fiat, it's already reduced by 10 or 20%. That's
Hmm.
not business wise, that's not, of course, if it goes up 20%, then it's profitable for you, but if it goes down, so you need something that's more stable.
Right.
You need something that you can trust more.
Hmm.
That's the reason why Nagaya is backed by gold and real projects. It's because we want to create an asset See, because if we talk about partnerships and vendors, these are two individuals, human beings, right?
Mm-hmm.
Both of them wants to feel safe. Both of them wants to feel, oh, I can trust this.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why Nagaya is backed by Gold and Real projects to introduce that aspect of trust to both parties, the one who is paying and the vendors. So just some few notable partnerships that we have had since 2018.
Mm-hmm.
In early 2000, actually in early 2020, we have actually signed an agreement with a company called Sesung Corporation Limited in South Korea again, right?
Okay.
Now there is a funny, not funny. There's an interesting development for you here, our viewer. So basically,
Mm-hmm.
South Korea is currently undergoing a process of moving their administrative capital from
Mm-hmm.
the city of Seoul to Sejong City.
Oh, okay.
Now it's in the
Mm-hmm.
process. It's in the
Right.
process of development,
Right.
and they are planning to make this city as a smart city. That means they're going to integrate AI, blockchain, right, into the city. There's going to be a lot of like technological advancement in that city.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Rohan, there is a mall, a shopping center that is currently under development
Okay.
in Sejong City that is
Mm-hmm.
called as Lala Square.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be a few blocks, maybe block number one, block number two, block number three. Now
Right.
there is this one block in the middle called P4, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
mall number four, P4 Lala Square, that is currently being constructed. And we have actually signed an agreement with P4 Lala Square
Mm-hmm.
that they will accept Nagaya as one of their payment methods.
Wow, that's great. Mm-hmm.
I want you to imagine this,
Yeah.
right? You can Google P4 Lala Square, and it's also available in our website, by the way, www.nagaya.co. So I
Mm-hmm.
want you to imagine this, right? You go to P4 Lala Square. Let's say you want to shop clothes, you want to
Mm-hmm.
buy food, you want your children to play in the fun land, right?
Right.
You are, as a Nagaya holder, you are able to pay with your Nagaya.
Mm.
Now, I want you
Right.
to just imagine how
Mm-hmm.
big it is,
Mm-hmm. A
right? People
world
from
with currency, with payments, direct payments.
Yeah, exactly. So we are currently, right, the mall is currently under construction, and we are building the necessary infrastructures that is
Mm-hmm.
needed to make that happen.
Right.
So that is one of our proudest achievement, Rohan. Hopefully, by 2024, we will be able to see more updates from P4 Lala Square, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then another one is we have also signed an agreement with Korean Micro Enterprise Association.
Okay.
Now, uh, we will be able, so the Korean Micro Enterprise Association has vendors that are registered in that association, right?
Right.
Now, Nagaya will be accepted as payment method in the vendors that are registered in Korean Micro Enterprise Association. So we're talking about coffee shops, we're talking
Mm-hmm.
about supermarkets, we're talking about clinics. We'll be accepting Nagaya as a payment method using Nagaya Pay Partners,
Right.
our payment method that we're building right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So this is actually in line with our vision. We want to create a digital asset that is acceptable and preferred. The keyword here is preferred, right?
Mm-hmm.
So people do not accept it out of force.
Mm-hmm.
They accept it because they trust.
Mm.
Because it's backed by gold, it has real projects, it has transparency and legality. So that's number two. There's a few actually. We have already signed an agreement with a company called Danayoda in Bali. I think I mentioned this in our previous call. So it's a hotel and revenue management company. They has few hotels under their belts that they're managing, and these hotels, as a Nagaya holder, you will be able to get discounts that no other individuals in the world get as a Nagaya holder. So if you're looking to have a vacation in Bali as a Nagaya holder, you can get discounts. And then there's Beacon Hospital in Malaysia, one of the best cancer hospitals in Malaysia and recognized whole world. As a Nagaya holder, you are able to get special discounts that, again, no other individuals get. So there's a lot, Rohan, and more is coming up in the future. But we want to ensure that as a Nagaya holder, you're not just going to receive stability in terms of backed by gold. You're not just going to receive benefits from the project, but you will be able to see a lot more real life
Mhm.
utilities as a
Mhm.
Nagaya holder.
Right. Awesome. Awesome. That's I mean, that's something very, very interesting that you've come make us enlightened to that. And those are real case use cases in the market, which is very, very interesting to see. So the cryptocurrency market has been lately up lately, and in this competitive space, what do you think is Nagaya's USP that sets it apart from others in the space?
Okay. So we have actually thought about it since the very beginning of
Mhm.
creation of Nagaya, Rohan.
Mhm.
So we believe in blockchain technology. We believe in cryptocurrencies. We believe that they like blockchain technology and crypto asset is the future. But also believe that this industry is still very immature. It's still at its infancy, right? So if we're talking about it from the technological point of view, we are very advanced. But if we
Mhm.
want to talk about assets and currencies, we cannot just talk about it from the technological point of view. Do you agree?
Right. Right.
We can come up and say that, hey, we have the most cutting edge, latest technology in the world. But if
Mhm.
we cannot look at it from the economic point of view, from the market's point of view,
Mhm.
then there's something missing here. So
Correct.
you can have the latest technology in the world, but unless and until that technology solves an actual problem, the
Mhm.
technology, see, people are always afraid, right, Rohan? What if one day technology replace humans?
Mm.
I believe that, in fact, the best technology in the world are those that helps humans in a way,
I agree.
help
I agree.
us, right?
Yes,
So,
I agree.
yeah, so what you can have the best technology in the world, but unless and until your technology solves a problem, helps
Mhm.
people live better, then your
Mhm.
technology is useless.
True.
So So when we are creating Nagaya, we are not just looking at it from the technological point of view. Yes, the blockchain technology keeps developing, but there's another aspect to it, which is the economic factor, the fundamental that builds Nagaya, that makes Nagaya not just a digital asset, digital numbers, but
Mhm.
it has substance to it. And what are those? The first one, which is our four pillars, the first one is our underlying asset, which is gold.
Mhm.
Now, of course, at the end of the day, it goes back to each individuals. But if you're holding a digital number that is backed by nothing,
Mhm.
and you're holding a digital number that is backed by gold, that
Mhm.
feeling of trust is different.
Right.
We see the market being very fluctuative, very volatile, right? Because at the end of the day, market is determined by people's psychology, people's trust. When trust is high, price goes up. Trust
Mhm.
is low, price goes down. Now,
Mhm.
how do we induce trust to this new, emerging, immature market? Is by helping it, backing it with another asset that is already not relatively, that's already way more mature,
Mhm.
right? It's like children, Rohan. A child that's
Right.
learning to walk will keep falling down, so you have to hold it every now and then, hold its hands, right? So that is what gold introduces to the market, right? That's why Nagaya is backed 50% by gold. No matter what happens, 50%
Mhm.
by gold in the ICO and IEO stage, right? Just to clarify that. So no
Mhm.
matter what happens in the market, you will have that mindset that no matter what happens, at least my Nagaya is backed by some amount of gold. It will induce trust.
Right.
That's number one. Number
Mhm.
two is real projects. Now, the keyword over here is, Rohan, We want to make the projects that are already running to be more effective. That means the
Mm-hmm.
projects that are already running to keep growing. It's not like
Mm-hmm.
we run one project and then we're just going to leave it and then start a second one. Not like that.
Right.
We run projects so that our projects can give benefits back to the holders. That's the only
Mm-hmm.
reason we run our projects. Otherwise, there's no use, right? So we run projects that gives back a portion of its profits back to the
Mm-hmm.
holders, equally
Right.
amongst all 50 million Nagaya. And if one project is able to give back a portion of its profits back to the holders, if we run two projects which does the same, that means our holders will receive more. If we run three projects that does the same, our holders will receive more. If we run
Mm-hmm.
10 projects that does the same, our holders will receive more. So
Yeah.
our goal is very simple. We are going to
Mm-hmm.
back your asset by gold, 50% in the ICO and IEO stage, and we're going to run projects in the future that a portion of it will go back to you as the holder equally.
Mm.
Right?
Right.
So in future, the more projects we run, the happier you become.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right? That's what the staking program is in Nagaya. And we are committed to not just make the project that we run to become more profitable, to run better. Of course, there's no guarantees here. We cannot guarantee project will always be profitable. We can distribute this much. No,
Right.
nobody can guarantee that. But at least we are
Of
committed.
course.
Projects that we are
Mm-hmm.
running will become better in the future, and we will keep increasing projects that will give benefits
Mm.
back. So that's number two. An asset that is backed partially by gold. We run projects. And with that, Rohit, with
Mm-hmm.
that, we hope that the one we just discussed just now, which is utilities, vendors, partners, are more likely to accept us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Vendors are more likely to accept us because now they have this element of trust. Oh, okay, they are a legitimate company, they're
Mm-hmm.
backed by gold, they have transparency, they have legality, and that's why we have quite a lot of vendors already.
Mm-hmm.
Number three is utilities. So number one,
Mm-hmm.
gold. Number two, projects. Number three, utilities. And number four, which is the most important one of all, we
Mm-hmm.
are very community driven. So Rohan, since 2018,
Mm-hmm.
right? I joined the company in 2020. The CEO of Nagaya Technologies told me just one thing. Danny, your duty here is not to sell, but to educate.
Mm.
So that's all I've been
Right.
doing since 2020, since I joined, of course, but the company since 2018, right? All the way till today, we have been educating the market. You
Mm.
know, we've been giving presentations about our concept, about how to pick the right assets, what happened when there's fluctuation. We're doing all this for you, our holders. So that's the four pillars: gold, projects, utilities, and community first. That's our USP.
Awesome. Awesome. That sounds really precise, and it is really concise to understand how Nagaya works. So let's explore the use cases. Can you please kindly explain the use case that the community benefits from utilizing Nagaya in their day-to-day activities?
Okay. Again, we go back to Nagaya's vision and mission, which is to become a more trusted and preferred payment method.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I would like to give a disclaimer before I begin, Rohan. Of course, this depends on different countries, different regulations. Yeah,
Right.
but when we talk about preferred payment method, the word preferred is very important here. Preferred
Mm-hmm.
means what? I want to use this because I choose to,
Mm-hmm.
not because I have to.
Right.
Like if we talk about El Salvador, Bitcoin in El Salvador, right? It's a payment method, right? It's introduced by the government. But what
Mm-hmm.
can we make? What can we do so that our asset, our currency, people get to say, I want to use it because I want to, not because I have to. That's the big
Mm.
point. It goes
Right.
back to the element of trust.
Mm-hmm.
It goes back to the element of trust. How can we introduce trust to the
Mhm.
users so that they are more willing to use it day to day? So the keyword here is trust, and our goal, our vision, our mission is to create an asset that people can use day to day, either through peer to peer or either by interacting with our vendors, with the vendors that are associated with us. So
Mhm.
in the future, Rohan, so there's two directions here. One is the one that the company is working for the holders. Now we are going to keep looking for vendors that we can collaborate with, that we can partner with, like Lala Square, like CAM-EA, right? Korean Micro Enterprise Association, like Beacon
Mhm.
Hospital, like Dana Yoda. And then there are already some others that we have collaborated with that can provide real life utility benefits that
Mhm.
holders can that holders can use day to day. you know
Right.
we never know, maybe in the future we can collaborate with supermarkets, maybe in the future we can collaborate with grocery shops that people can get a better price using Nagaya, or they can use Nagaya as a payment. We don't know. We will see
Yep.
how the regulation is, everything in the future.
Mhm.
But there is one direction, and another direction is we want people to be like, hey, you know what, I have a Nagaya. Maybe they want to buy something from others, or they want to use it to, like, hey, you know what, I need to borrow some money. I'm going to give
Mhm.
my Nagaya to, and the other party already like, oh yeah, it's backed by gold, so they're more willing to accept it.
Mhm. Mhm.
So the keyword over here goes back to trust. Another one that I've not discussed is another one in our roadmap, Rohan, is we want
Mhm.
to create what is called as peer-to-peer loan platform.
Mhm.
But that's
I
still in the
am. Yeah.
works, right? So that means we want, look, in the future, Nagaya's gold will keep increasing, Nagaya's value will keep increasing, and Nagaya's
Mhm.
trust will keep increasing. Now, for example, Rohan, you live in India. I live in
Mhm.
Singapore.
Right.
Let's say interest rate in my country for borrowing money is lesser than it is in your country, and
Mhm.
you wanna borrow money from me, for example,
Mhm.
right? And
Yep.
instead of selling your Nagaya, there is going to
Mhm.
be a third party custodian that is going to accept your Nagaya in the middle. So
Right.
you can borrow money from me,
Mhm.
and the Nagaya is kept in a custodian, right? So
Mhm.
once you return the money back to me, the Nagaya goes back to you. Otherwise, the Nagaya goes to me.
Mm.
So Nagaya becomes like a custodian. So
Mhm.
that's what works in the future that we are still building, preferably
Mhm.
in like 2024, 2025. So
Okay.
we are thinking really long term for our holders, but the keyword over here goes back to trust. We want to build
Mm.
that first.
Right. I mean, if I was an investor, I would have given you funding right away. Just start building it. This is so interesting.
We can talk about that in private, man.
Definitely. This is super interesting. This has intrigued me. The
Yeah.
loan app, the idea is super awesome. Yeah. So, moving on, this topic about community is very interesting. We understand that community has been the bedrock of the crypto space. How has Nagaya's community grown, evolved over the years, and what are the initiatives in place to continue cultivating the community engagement?
Okay, first of all, we love our holders. We love our community. We don't just call them holders, actually, Rohan. We have called them our family since the very beginning. It's very funny. I think we are the only crypto in the world, digital asset in the
Mm-hmm.
world, that since 2018, we have actually been educating our holders, like
Mm-hmm.
literally personally, Rohan.
Mm-hmm.
Different countries that we visit, we actually meet with them, we sit with them, we do offline educations, we do Zoom meetings. There was this one point of time where I remember we were doing Zoom meetings 4 to 5 times a week just to educate. it's not really salesy. We're like educating, this is what the market is, this is how you distinguish between assets that has fundamental, this is what, this assets that are just pump and dump. We give all that for free for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So like what I said, right, the first time the CEO hired me into the company, he was like, you're not here to sell, you're here to educate. The key point is for the holders or potential holders, for you guys to understand what Nagaya is, period.
Mm-hmm.
And think
Right.
about it, man. You can buy minimum from 1, 2, 3, that's up to you. But I want you to understand first. So that has been our solid foundation since the very beginning. And
Mm-hmm.
in the future, Rohan, we are committed. We are committed to, first of all, keep educating our community. No matter what happens in the market, education doesn't stop. We
Mm-hmm.
want our holders to have complete understanding and perspective over what a real asset is, how to distinguish between an asset that has a proper fundamental and not short-term and long-term assets, what will happen when this is in the market. So that is number one. That is important. Number
Right.
two is everything that we do, Rohan, every single move that we do in the market is for our community. There is a
Mm-hmm.
reason why Nagaya is backed by gold. Why? Because we want you to feel safe. Not because the
Mm-hmm.
company feels like backing it by gold, because we have nothing else to do. We want you to feel safe that there is a gold bullion backing your Nagaya. Why do we
Right.
run real projects? So that we can distribute benefits back to you, our holders, not because we feel like running projects.
Mm-hmm.
Utilities, we want to keep looking for utilities like the hotel in Bali, the hospital in Beacon. There was a holder recently who went to Beacon Hospital in Malaysia, got themselves
Mm-hmm.
checked, at a very reasonable price. That makes us
Mm-hmm.
happy. That means we are providing something for our holders.
True.
And in the future, we want to constantly do that. Everything we do is so that our community is happy and trust us. Because, Rohan, instead of talking about how Nagaya's price will be in the market, which most digital assets do out there,
Mm-hmm.
we start thinking it from a different perspective. If we
Mm-hmm.
can make our holders trust Nagaya,
Right.
then we can talk about price. Price will take
Mm.
care of itself.
Correct.
So everything we do from the very beginning, right now, and ongoing in the future is all very community driven because we love our holders. We want you to trust us. We want you to have an asset that you can trust, that you can hold long term, that you can pass on to your kids and to your grandkids, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
all informations about Nagaya is available in our socials, Telegram channel, in our website, YouTube channel. Everything is available.
Mm. Awesome. Awesome. So community is first and very important and is like a family.
Of
Yes.
course.
Okay. So let's talk about the global reach. Are there any plans to expand Nagaya into new markets or regions? And what are the strategies to tap into the adoption of Nagaya to the worldwide community?
Okay, worldwide. We want as many people as possible, Rohan, to know about Nagaya.
Mm-hmm.
Again, the goal is for them to understand the concept.
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, a lot of like plans are being developed so that more people knows about it. Right now, at this point, we are, if I'm not wrong, I mean, you can check the data in our website, 60K, 67K plus users in 60 plus countries at
Yeah.
this point. Yeah. And just to clarify, all of that is achieved without spending a dime in marketing, without, I don't want to say without spending a dime. That's incorrect. Without really putting a lot of budgets into marketing, without exchanges, by the way. We have been ICO for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so we have reached 60 plus countries and we want to continue sharing this concept to as many people in the world through
Mm-hmm.
Ask Many Things, through our socials, through conferences that we can attend.
Mm-hmm.
We want to just socialize this concept to as many people as possible and see wherever there is potential for collaboration. We are always open as long as it provides value to our holders. So
Mm.
yes, definitely, that's in the works. It never
Awesome.
stops.
So everything is organic. All the community, all the people that are following Nagaya are either word of mouth or they're stacking up on this social media news and everything that you do partnerships and collaborations. Awesome. That's really nice. So, expanding on further global adoption, sustainability is also the topic that is growing importance on this space. So,
Yeah.
how does Nagaya approach environmental concerns and contribute to a sustainable future?
Okay. So there are basically two industries, Rohan, that we believe is going to rise up in the future. The first
Mm-hmm.
one is digitalization, that is converting analog to digital. And the
Right.
second one is renewable energy, right? And we are honored that Nagaya is actually in both of these industries at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if we talk about digitalization, Nagaya is a digital asset uh, with an
Mm-hmm.
underlying technology, which is blockchain technology, right? So we are already in that industry, and we are going to constantly develop on that. We're going to constantly grow on that because we believe that blockchain technology is the future. But aside from that, the one that actually makes us recognized by the world, where the whole world now is looking at us, is actually our project, Rohan, which is in nickel mining.
Right.
Now, we all know the global commitment, right? That there are already certain countries that by 2030, 2040, 2050, that's net zero global carbon emission. You know,
Mm-hmm.
all cars will move to electric, right? Because we can see like the global warming is already like taking over the world. So net zero carbon emission is one of the biggest agenda of the world.
Right.
And one of the constituents of the batteries of electric vehicle is nickel,
Mm-hmm.
is a particle called nickel. Of course, not all. There are also some other type of batteries, but one of the most important ones and one of the most in demand ones in the world is nickel based battery, nickel based electric vehicle battery.
Mm-hmm.
Now, we are so honored that our first project that we are currently running is nickel mining in a city called Sulawesi in Indonesia.
Right.
Yeah, Indonesia is also one of the biggest exporters of nickel worldwide. Yeah, so we are so honored that our project, our first project, is in nickel mining. So we are, in a way, right? We are in a way contributing to this
Mm-hmm.
global goal of net zero carbon emission by 2040, 2050. Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
uh, we are going to constantly grow on this. We're going to constantly expand on this because we also want to contribute to that global goal. So two industries, digitalization and
Nickel.
sustainable renewable energy. And at this point, Nagaya is in both of these paths at the same time.
Awesome. Awesome. That's super. Okay, so finally, this is sort of my last question to you, and we are in the final months of 2023. We are approaching the end, or soon we will have a new year, new season, new year. So, what is Nagaya's outlook for 2024?
Okay, 2024 is a very exciting year for all of us, Nagaya holders, future Nagaya holders. A lot of
Yes.
exciting things happening. Now,
Hmm.
first is, of course, ending our IEO and being listed in exchanges. Yeah. One of them is, of course, La Token. Yeah. By December, the date is to be confirmed. Yeah. But that is going to be our first step into global markets, into the whole world, so that now the whole world can buy, hold, sell Nagaya whenever they want, right? And more
Right.
people will know about Nagaya once we're in the exchange. And then the
Hmm.
second one, which I've already mentioned, is our second project. Now, this should excite you who are watching because that means you will be receiving benefits from two projects. By when? It will be confirmed. So stay tuned on our Telegram. on our social so that you know. And once we start our project, of course, you're not going to immediately receive the benefits. There will be a gestation period, but you will be receiving that soon. Yeah, so that's the second one, which is also very exciting. Yeah, and then we are expecting a lot of these partnerships, Rohan, that we have already signed since 2020, 2019, 2021 to start, to more of them to start running in 2024, including with the Sesong Corporation Limited, Korean Micro Enterprise Association. Beacon is already running. Beacon Hospital, right? For you Nagaya holders, you can check out the partnership with Beacon Hospital with Dana Yoda. It's already running, right? The hotels in Bali, and we are gonna keep looking for more of these, right? So that we can keep giving to you as a Nagaya holder more benefits for you to expect. And of course, the normal ones, the gold deposit, everything will be updated in our socials. So stay tuned. Telegram channel, website, YouTube channel, our Twitter or X profile, and you will see all of the incoming updates that's going to come in 2024. Exciting year ahead.
Awesome. Exciting, very, very exciting year ahead. I don't know what our viewers are waiting for, and they should just immediately get to the La Token website and start taking the advantage right now, because we are going to end the IEO for very soon with Nagaya. So it is the last opportunity to participate in the IO. I would say to everyone who's watching, go as soon as possible and buy Nagaya on La Token website. This is going to be ending soon, the IEO, and Nagaya is going to be listed in December. So this is great news. We had a great chat, Danny. Thank you so much for the questions.
Thank
It
you.
was great
Thank you.
talking to you. It is always awesome. And I hope to talk to you soon again and dig deep more and more exciting news with on Nagaya
Same,
next time.
same here. Love you all.
Okay. Bye bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Love you all.